We are here at SommCon 2025 with Juan Carlos Ruiz. What's up, man?
How you doing, sir? I feel like this is a long time coming.
This is a long time coming. I expect the full transparency that you and I exchange on a daily basis with the memes that we bounce back and forth at each other in this podcast from you, sir.
Oh, not just that, but I feel like we have a lot of sessions on the phone that we're going to bat on all sorts of different topics, and that's what I love about our relationship, because it's never personal, and we just make each other better, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Hey, likewise, dude, and I mean that for real. I know apart from the silliness that we do trade on Instagram, it's I think when we do have conversations, we go pretty deep on the stuff in the industry that matters to us, which. Apart, we'll joke around with things here and there, but I think at the end of the day, we really kind of hone in on things. So I think we both really care about the industry, and we both really care about hospitality. I'm not just saying that to toot our own horns. Like, literally, this is the industry that we've been in for most of our lives. So I don't say this lightly. It is an absolute pleasure to sit down with you, dude. You are a very dear friend to me. And again, I do appreciate all the stories that we trade back and forth. You are the current brand ambassador for Volcan Tequila. Previously, you have had a long career actually on the wine side of things. You were, before that, a dining room captain and floor sommelier at Twist by Pierre Gagnère in Las Vegas with Will Costello, MS. He had you under his wing, which must have been an amazing experience. And before that, obviously, at the Grand Del Mar, now the Fairmont Del Mar, which is where we met and became good friends. But I think with you right away, what I want to jump into is if you can give us an honest look at what the transition has been for you, moving from the dining room floor to working on the sales side of things and being a brand ambassador.
It's been an interesting journey, a big learning curve. And I would say the biggest thing is just being open-minded on the possibilities of your career, the possibilities of what can happen by networking, by being intentional networking. You have to remember, this transition happened during the pandemic, like a lot of people's transition out of service. At that point, I had been working inside of four walls, dinner service for the last 19 years. And although I have all these amazing memories of working service and all this amazing experience, like a lot of people, I looked in the mirror and said, hey, this is my opportunity to reinvent myself. This is my opportunity to do something different. And a lot of us in the moment, we're thinking restaurants aren't going to be the same anymore. Do I want to go back into working in restaurants? And part of that is having a family, having my firstborn at the time, and around 2019, 2020. So there was a lot of people that I've seen, mentors that have gone from working the floor to working for a supplier, working for a distributor. And I saw it as a path that I could do too. And although it was not easy to go from dining room floor to being on the supplier side, I was able to accomplish it by having an open mind, being slightly vulnerable by asking for help with all my mentors, and be willing to talk to people that I don't know. Be willing to reach out to people that I've never spoken to. Did everyone respond? No, but the important ones did.
You're saying like on the mentor side?
On the mentor side. Asking for help from mentors, and your mentor being like, all right, talk to these 5 people. I don't know these people. And being like, hey, this is who I am after the intro text or phone call or email. And telling your story. So strangers can see your value and be like, wow, this guy can be beneficial to just about anywhere he goes. And I must have spoken to like 30 individuals before I got the opportunity with Volcan. And the having an open mind, that really came to, I've never worked on tequila. I've never worked on the spirits. I didn't come from a bartender, beverage director, bar mixologist background. That's, from what I see, the more traditional route is a brand ambassador is usually a rock star bartender or someone that's really ingrained within the industry.
For sure.
How I spun it is like, this is my background. These are my transferable skills. This is the ethic that I have. And these people can vouch for it. And that was very powerful, because at the end of the day, we're always selling ourselves in every scenario. Where even with my kids, even with my wife, you're always selling.
Everyone
and once you have that mentality that you're always trying to pull people towards your opinion or your ways of looking at things, that transition can happen. So I would say to anyone that was trying to get into the brand ambassador or supplier or distributor side, and you're coming from the floor, it's not impossible. It's not easy, but I'm a good example that it could be done.
Yeah, I mean, you skipped a big step, right? A lot of people too either are already very heavily ingrained in the bartender cocktail side of the industry, or what they do is they go into, say, for a buying position, and then if not that too, they actually work on sales, right? I mean, you essentially went straight to the supply side. Normally, a lot of people need to work their way up in a distribution company, like many of the ones that we know, and then one of these brands is part of one of the many brands that you sell, and then maybe if you have a good relationship with them, then maybe they kind of call on you, or you can apply to that brand. It's like, yeah, I'd just like to work with you, but you got a big jump right to the supply side to working with a particular brand, which is awesome, I think. How long have you been the brand ambassador here in San Diego for Volcan?
I'm going on 5 years, so 4.5 years, and starting with just San Diego, moving to Southern California, and to California, and now I cover pretty much the west of the Moet Hennessy, the Southern Glacier, universe.
Let me ask you this: so you 5 years, I'm sure you've learned a ton. If you could go back to day one, speak to yourself and give yourself advice, what would be one of the main things that you would tell yourself, either to do or not to do, moving into that position?
It's a lot of similar things I would tell myself when I first started the service industry, is in a different way though. Don't take things personal. I think is a big one.
Easier said than done a lot of times.
Yeah, it can be really tough. I mean, it's easy for me to say, but
but it's real.
A lot of times in this world of when you're selling B2B, people are late. People don't want to talk to you. You might have a brash response from individuals, and it's very similar to the restaurant, but within a restaurant, people are happy to be there for the majority of the time. Guests are walking in excited to be there.
Right. They're coming to you.
So things can happen along the dining service that they can be upset, and then you have to recover. But with this, you can walk into a situation where you might not feel welcome, and to not take it personal, but also don't fault the person that's reacting like that, because you don't know what meeting they just came off of, or you don't know what's going on in their world of managing a restaurant, managing a beverage program. You don't know what pressure that they're getting, and you just caught them at the wrong moment.
Right.
So you get the brunt of it. But
right.
I feel like that's the biggest one for me that I've learned along my journey, but also that this is a slow burn. This is a relationship building business where things are not going to happen overnight. My goal is to get individuals to trust me, enjoy my brand, see the quality of myself and my brand as a combo together, and be able to be proud of pouring that in their establishment and excited about pouring it.
Yeah.
It takes a long time for
sure
for someone to trust you like that.
Yeah.
And you will get some individuals that like your stuff right away, but the majority of the time I would say this is a very slow burn. So be intentional, and this is a marathon, not a sprint.
I love that. I think you're doing a great job, man. I think a lot of the things that you do, and I obviously, follow you and look at a lot of the stuff that you're doing and the educational classes that you're doing and the dinners, like there's always a very strong hospitality note in what you do and how you deliver it. For those of you guys that don't know, this is the OG on the service. I copied one of your moves that I saw back in the day when you savored a bottle of champagne on the floor and learned the technique of wrapping the string around your wrist on one end, and then on the other end you tie the string around the little foil part of the champagne cork that was going to come flying out so that it wouldn't go flying into the dining room and potentially hit a guest. It was such a smooth move. We're going to clip that in here. And I love that, man. Like, you're always like so well poised on the floor. And, you know, I love that, man. You're a true hospitality professional, and you have been for a long time. I want to ask you about this. Here at the conference and just kind of in general culture right now, I feel like you hear a lot about consumption of alcohol, consumption in wine. A lot of people are saying consumption is down. I was actually looking into it the last couple of days. I'm getting a lot of different data, so I don't even necessarily need to go down that rabbit hole of the wine on which data set is true or not, but you hear it a lot. You certainly hear it a lot, and that there's a shift in people are drinking. The drinking trends are changing, right? People are drinking non-alcoholic beverages. They're drinking less. They're trying to take care of themselves more. I wanted to ask you, are you seeing those same trends happen in the spirits world, or specifically in the tequila world, the same as it's happening in wine?
I see two different things. Industry-wide, you're right. There's a lot of data out there, and it's all pointing towards people are drinking less. Mm-hmm. I think we're at some very lows in terms of percentages of individuals drinking, and also the non-alcoholic space is past that $1 billion mark, if not $2 billion. So non-alcoholic is here to stay, and I feel like every program that I see out there has non-alcoholic options. And it reminds me of the time working at the Grand Del Mar when we would have people that can't drink and we would pour them Navarro grape juice.
Yeah.
Like the Jesse Rodriguez days of like, we're pouring like Gewürztraminer or Pinot that are non-alcoholic.
I always reference that.
And like we were like ahead of our time at that time. But now there's so many different spirits that are non-alcoholic. And I think what I'm seeing is people, even if they do drink at bars, they're taking a break between cocktails and they're not being loyal to alcohol. They'll have a cocktail, then maybe they'll have a non-alcoholic cocktail, and then maybe have a third cocktail, or maybe just end the night there. So I think that, yes, people are drinking less, but they're being more intentional. And for me, it makes sense because I'm driving around this whole city, and it's LA into Las Vegas, and I have to be very safe of how much I'm consuming. I enjoy the non-alcoholic cocktails because you still have something in your hand. You're still sipping on something refreshing that's tasty. But I would say people are being more intentional of what they're drinking, either whether that means they're trading up, drinking less but more quality. But I also see all these individuals that are getting way into tequila and agave, maybe because I follow a lot of content creators in the tequila space, but I feel like when people are passionate about a specific spirit, and with me, my algorithm is all tequila. So when people get into tequila, they dive so deep, where you see content creators that have a few bottles on their back bar, and then a year later they have a whole wall of tequila that they're showcasing. So I see both things. I feel like people are, yes, they're drinking less. We all know that. But people are being more intentional and picking a space and running with it. And I see a lot of that with tequila content creators, where not only are they making content around tequila, but they've like revolved their whole existence around going to Mexico, taking people to Mexico, working with brands, and it's really, I'm sure, very lucrative for them to do that. So,
well, it's also like great storytelling too, right? It's being able to get all that, like what's happening outside of the immediate spirit. I think is going to these places and seeing it firsthand. If you can document that as well, then it just paints a much fuller picture of how the product gets here, which is what we need more of, actually.
Painting the picture of the culture, of the food, of the people that have been around those areas. So I think there's an opportunity for wine in saying that a lot of these small producers can do a better job of being more open into their spaces and telling their story and involving the day-to-day individuals that make it happen.
All right, dude. I'm going to do something with you. It's new. We're doing a lightning round. You get one answer.
Cool. One word answer?
Yes. You ready?
Let's do it.
Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
No. Absolutely not.
Valentina or Cholula? Or something else?
Ooh, I'll take Valentina.
Zombie apocalypse. Who's on your team? You can pick two people. Or one.
I would be remiss if I didn't say you, because I know
we'd throw down, dude. We'd survive for sure.
We'd
survive.
Figure it out. And then we need some brains in the group. So I would say my wife, because she's one of the smartest people I know.
Yes, we need somebody to keep us in check. If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
A cantarito.
Damn, nice. What's the last memorable moment of hospitality that you received?
So the hospitality that I receive from the family at Volcan, not necessarily the ownership, but the family that run the hacienda from day to day, those individuals always make me feel so at home and at ease that I don't even feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm part of the family. And I think that's so cool. And that's something that we don't talk about enough.
I love that, dude. All right. To finish, everybody's doing blind wines. Are you in?
How's everyone doing today?
So far? so. Yeah. 50-50 so far. Yeah. 50-50.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I haven't tasted wine like this in a while.
Sir,
so
if you would please, just so you know, this is not, people are for sure going to be like, oh, you guys knew, you planned ahead. Choose a number between 1 and 12. 8 and 9 have already been taken.
What are you coming out of the gate with? 1.
Cassandra, would you please bring us wine number 1?
I'm guessing it's a white wine.
I don't even know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're blind tasting with me?
Yes. I mean, I did source all the wines. I just don't know specifically which one she's pouring you.
Okay,
but we have about 20 wines back there.
And I got, what, 2 minutes?
So this is the deal. So she's going to pour the wine. As soon as you touch the glass, you have 90 seconds. We're going to go super quick on this. The point of that is to keep you moving at a quick pace. And it's going to kind of force you to get any answers.
Cool. Okay.
Here we go.
This one I'm
Cassandra, what do we have? Red wine. Perfect. All right. So these are all classic wines from kind of the advanced level for the CMS, but they're not, we're not pouring you Zino Malvro from Greece. This is these are all classic. Thank you so much. All right, sir. When you touch the glass, please go. Good luck to you. You have 90 seconds.
In the blocks. Ready, set, go. So right away, I can tell that this wine is a thin-skim varietal. I usually can see through it, so that's great to see. So eliminate all big like Cabernets, Merlots, Syrah. On the nose, it's very, very fresh. It's very crispy. There's very nice underripe fruit, a lot of red fruit, some black fruit as well. Doesn't seem to have a ton of age in terms of the middle versus the outer rim. In terms of tasting it. Oh, so this is a lot of red fruit, nice jammy notes, but still on the ripe to underripe. This is tasting very, very delicious. I'm going to say initial thoughts are this is a cool climate wine. This is a wine that is a European wine. So I know we're not necessarily using New World, Old World these days, but I would say Old World in style. It is a very tart. It has some great acidity to it. So initial thoughts about it, grapes is going to be Pinot Noir, or this is going to be Nebbiolo, or maybe Sangiovese. So we're thinking Italy, we're thinking France here, thin skim varietal. Very ruby in color.
Coming up on 90.
This is a wine that I would say is more, for me, Pinot Noir. So specifically from, from France, from Burgundy, I would say it's a really good village level Pinot Noir or Premier Cru.
Age range?
Age range, I'd say 2019 to 2022.
Cassandra, what do we have? That wine is tasting delicious right now, actually. Oh, I thought it was something else. God, that's good. That's Cru Beaujolais.
Oh, man.
Johann Lardy, Fleury. But, I mean...
Almost there.
You're right there. God, I mean, between...
I didn't say Gamay.
Between... Yeah, I know. That's testable, right? I hope it's testable.
Yeah. No, Fleury, that's very classic.
Right? Yeah,
super
okay.
classic.
I mean...
Gamay Noir.
Yeah. You're saying, high quality village level Red Berg. I think that was right there. I mean, dude, you're technically... I think the purist will be like, oh, Beaujolais is, kind of its own thing. But, I mean, you're in Burgundy. You called it, dude. I'm gonna... That's it right there. Yes, it's Gamay, but the similarities are so...
I'm like 85%.
100%, dude. That was a great tasting, man. Thank you. Juan Carlos, we got to run this back. We'll do I'm really looking forward to do kind of like a full-length podcast with you. But great job, dude.
Thank you, sir.